This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I had borderline osteoporosis, minus 2.4 in my spine. And the reason they gave me the infusion was because they were putting me on long-term ADT and they wanted to give me a boost for that. And I got it I got it once a year. I got 3 infusions and it helped. What I didn't have is significant metastasis in my spine. That is not the protocol for metastasis in your spine. The protocol for metastasis is actually once every 6 weeks. Is that, Jake, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm here. It's every 4 weeks is the normal protocol.
Every 4 weeks is the protocol, but the studies have shown that there's no difference between getting it every 4 weeks and getting it every 3 months.
Right.
And so that's why we say 3 months. So if whoever gave you the Zometa was giving it to you on the basis of your osteopenia, and they were not prescribing it to you on the basis of your metastatic prostate cancer to the bone.
Well, that was Singh.
Well, you need to have a little chat with Dr. Singh, and he should know. I mean, I can even send you a study that tells you that the protocol of 4 weeks, which it cites the protocol of 4 weeks and says you don't need to do it that often. 3 months is just the same.
And you're saying that this is specific to the spine?
To the bone anywhere.
Okay. All right.
And Jerry?
Yes.
You and Debbie should read the WebMD entry for IP6. I'm just looking here. They have tabs at the top: overview, uses, side effects. Under side effects, it actually says weak bones, osteoporosis or osteopenia. IP6 binds with calcium in the GI tract. This reduces the amount of calcium that the body absorbs from food and supplements. Reduced calcium can affect bone growth. This sounds like the last thing you want to be taking.
And I'm not taking IP6 anymore.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Just one small comment. I've been on IP6 for the past 8 years, as recommended by a doctor that was on the Dr. Oz show. And I thought it boosted my immune system. But of course, whether or not it's been helping me or not, I have no idea. So I will read Len, I appreciate you reading that article because I'll look into it.
Yeah, please do.
That they also say that it reduces the PSA, but you know, I don't pay any attention to that. I didn't anyway. I don't use IP6, so
Good call.
I don't.
But I do.
So,
go ahead.
No, that's all right. I mean, that's all I've got to say.
I do strongly. I will send you afterwards the link to the 4 week versus 3 month. Did you post that link anywhere, Jake?
What link was that, Rick?
The research that I sent you to show your doc about 4 weeks versus 3 months for the Zometa.
Oh, well, you know, I've talked to my doctor about that before, but I think I did post it on Facebook. She's not convinced that it makes any difference, but I did post it on Facebook, I believe. If not,
yes.
Did I, Len?
You did, Jake.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't need to send. Why don't you go to our Facebook page, Jerry, and you'll find the link to that study that talks about 4 weeks versus 3 months.
Okay.
And the reason why I personally would not want to get it every 4 weeks is because when you take it over a very long period of time, it can have significant side effects. And it can make your bones, even though they've become more resistant to the cancer, they can become more brittle, and you do have a risk of osteonecrosis to the jaw and other issues. But,
right.
Please take a look at that, because it is important, and I think you will find, if Debbie looks it up, these meta infusions for metastatic cancer to the bone, she'll find that it's a lot more regular than once a year.
Yeah, well, that's all we were going on was what Singh said, and when I had the infusion. So we'll look into that. And as a matter of fact, I've got my appointment coming up with my local, so I'll discuss that with him also.
Okay, yeah, please do. If you need any more references or any studies, just let me know, and I'll send me an email or call me, and I'll send them to you.
Okay, will do.
Okay, all right. Let's move on finally to Jay Curran. Jay, you asked us about ARV7,
ARV 110.
110.
That's right, but you said something earlier on that if you're positive for ARV7, you still might get some benefit out of ARV 110?
Yeah, because it works in a different way. I really encourage you to read the studies, the post that we put on the blog. It's on the ANCAM blog, because it references both, what's the company's name, Len? Arvina, is it?
Arvina, yes.
It references the Arvina, it links to the Arvina page that talks about ARV7. And it also links to an article about it from Onc News. And the reason why it's different is because it totally destroys the
antigen or the androgen.
The receptor.
The receptors. Now, the other thing to do is go back to last week, because we discussed this at length last week, and Len gave a good explanation, and we covered it. It's to right at the end, I think, of the record. Last week we talked about it.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm having trouble. I'm at the website right now, and when I click on blog, I don't get anything. So I'll have to maybe get a better computer.
And you click, if you're on our website and you click on blog.
Yeah, and I kind of get the same
Scroll down.
Information. Yeah.
Scroll
Does
down.
the magic bullet lead to the Holy Grail? I'm getting that article.
Okay, so scroll down, and don't believe all you read is under that. So FIGO is under that. End of life decision toolkits. Keep scrolling down.
Okay, I didn't go far enough. Go ahead.
Yeah. We posted. Hold on a second. Did I not post it? We did post it. Maybe I stand corrected. Did we not? Did I not post
it? It was the article called Magic Bullet.
Oh, Magic Bullet. Okay.
Yeah, the first one, I think.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, exactly. Does the Magic Bullet lead to the Holy Grail? ARV 110. Do you see that?
Yep, I see it.
Okay. So you've got the links, hot links in there,
Yeah.
and the hot links will explain.
Yeah, I just can't get to them. I'm going to have to work more on it and see if I can get to those things you're talking about.
What you cannot get to, Jay?
Well, I think I'll get Jake's picture, and then he says something, and then I try to go there. And
So, wait a minute. You've got, does the magic bullet lead to the Holy Grail, right? And if you see where it says biotech site, 3 lines up from the bottom?
Yeah, I see that.
Click on that.
Okay, just a second. But
You
I
know,
don't want to waste a lot of time on this.
right, but here's my problem. I don't mind, you know, well, we have the patience, but it's right there. And you guys have to help us. We can put the, we can leave, we can put the information out there. We can lead the horse to water, but we cannot make it drink. And
what I'm seeing is biotech site.
You can't get it. I don't know what it is you cannot get.
Okay, what do you want me to look for? I'm at it now.
I want you to read it.
Yeah, I've read it. I just can't go to the links. So I'll work on it.
Okay.
I'll work on it.
Your question was about the ARV7.
Yeah, if I'm positive, you said it's possible that ARV 110 would help, and I guess because it's a different mechanism.
Because it totally destroys the androgen receptors.
Okay.
So if you look at the articles that we linked there, one of them actually talks about ARV7.
Good. That's good to know.
Let me just see if I can. I think you have to be, you may have to be registered for OncLive, which is free, and you're just going to have to register for it. But it says right in there that the ARV110 would work well for somebody who is ARV7 positive. Let me just see. I'm just scanning through the article here. I thought that's where I read it. Yes. Currently available standard of care AR targeted regimens for patients with MCRPC are said to be less effective in those with disease that has increased level of androgen production, AR gene or gene enhancer amplification, or AR point mutations. AR point mutations, they're referring to ARV7. So maybe it is clear as it could be. Approximately 15 to 25% of patients do not respond to second generation hormone therapies such as Zytiga or Xtandi. And the majority of patients who do respond will eventually develop resistance. PROTAC protein degraders use an E3 ligase to tag the target protein with a ubiquitin which directs its degradation through the proteasome. So again, it's right in there.
Okay, I'll find it.
What else?
That's basically it.
Okay, where are you in terms of your treatment?
With BAT, we're on hold because I wasn't getting my testosterone down, but now it's down to 53. So I think if I'm under 50, they can start it again. And my PSA is around 1130, and it's not rising anymore. It's come down about 50 points in the last month. So that's where I'm at. And no progression.
Let me ask you the $64,000 question. Look, I know we all want to, others are thinking the same thing. Why will you not consider chemotherapy?
Well, I was on the etoposide.
You and I both know that's not what we're talking about, Jay.
I don't really have a support system for it, and my primary care doctor's against it, and I'm a coward.
Well, that's if you want to be around for a while, that's what you got to do. That's what's going to make the biggest bang for your buck. Either docetaxel or carboplatin. I mean, I realize it's much harder when you live on your own. But that's an issue that we can help you with. We can, you've got good support from the UCSF social work people. You can talk to them. But the primary care I discount because they probably don't know enough about prostate cancer. The fact that you live on your own is certainly a major point. We'd be happy to help you and think you through how we could find some support, what support you might need. That you're a coward, I cannot address. But I think that rather than chasing these elusive cures, if you really want to nail this thing and be around for a few more years, you got to do it. If it were me, that would certainly be what I was doing. Every discussion that the doctors have that we refer to, they all acknowledge that there is a role for chemotherapy. For what it would cost you to go to Australia to get lutetium-177, you can hire some help to do the chemo. Have some home health come in.
Okay, I appreciate your comments.
Len, did you want to add anything?
Well, I would like to let Jay know, in case he wasn't already aware, that ARV-110 trial is a phase 1 trial. This is the first time in humans that they're putting this drug. And what they do in a phase 1 trial is they continuously escalate the dose until you reach what they call the MTD, maximum tolerated dose. So it's kind of a more than efficacy. They're actually just looking for safety and what's the maximum dose that humans could tolerate without serious toxicity. So it's a bit early for you or anyone to hang all their hopes on ARV-110. This is the first time in humans.
I mean, the other thing I should tell you is that there was a terrific report on lutetium-177 PSMA on the Australian website that Jim runs, and I had to go back and find the guy's history, because I had you in mind, to find out if he had done docetaxel. And he had done docetaxel very early in the process. But he had phenomenal results with the lutetium.
That might even be a criteria for getting lutetium is a prior regimen of chemotherapy.
Yeah, that's the case of the trials that are going on now in the States.
Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah,
want you to have
you know,
radiation
you can pay for it out of pocket. But I thought, oh, if this guy's done so well on it, I'm gonna send it to Bob so he can take a look at it, because there's a guy who had great results who didn't do chemo. But no, he did chemo.
Okay.
You got to get it under your belt, man. I mean, you got to get it under your belt. It's 6 months. Yes, it'll be pretty miserable, or it may be miserable. For some people, it isn't so miserable, but it's going to have the sort of result that, you know, Jerry Pelfrey saw from starting his LHRH drug and his Zytiga, of dropping him from 3,100 to 1.
That's great.
You know, obviously, you're at a different level, a different stage, but you know, you could expect some really good results from it.
Also, Jay, there was a recent study coming out of ASCO saying that patients preferred cabazitaxel over docetaxel. So if you're not interested in docetaxel, you might consider cabazitaxel. It has lower incidence of some of the more serious side effects.
Okay.
Did you write that one up?
I did. Yeah, that's on the blog.
That's on the blog too. So
Okay.
you can just go down. If you don't see it, go to older entries, and you know, that's on the blog as well. All right, guys, we're way over. Len, hold on a sec. So we're going to close out the meeting. Jake, we're going to have 2 recordings today. Jake?
He's muted.
Okay.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah, I realize that. I wanted to hang on to if I can.
Okay, yeah, with pleasure. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to stop the recording right now.
Okay. Have a good night. I'll be on the next one.
Good night.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night.